All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to session number 605 of Empowering Morning Conversations. And I'm inviting Rashmi to tell you what the purpose of the EMC is. Yes, Rashmi.
So good morning, everyone. Today, the purpose of the morning empowering conversation is to live a life of ease, joy, and glory. So let's start our discussion with Sukhdeepak ji, sir. So today we're going to talk about shifting from survival default mode to create mode, and dissipate all negativity we pick up all the time from other people and circumstances. Being a possibility seeker rather than a complainer. And of course, increase our focus and energy.
Thank you. Thank you, Rashmi. And now you are one of the newer entrants to our family, and you've been in some sessions. Would you like to share with people what is it that you like and what brings you back every morning?
Yes, most certainly. I think I come from a creative background of fashion and retail, and now coming to a space which is all about coaching ourselves to live a more fulfilled life, living a life that is filled with joy. And I've been actually mulling a lot on the aspect of creativity and relating where I come from to where I am today. And what is very, very apparent that, creativity is not just about having that outlet in your work or in your profession. It's about every aspect of your life. And specifically for me, I've been looking at everything that we have been discussing from the light of being creative. And the times that we live in now, which are so disruptive, every day we have, different and new challenges. And what really, really comes in handy is being able to explore our creativity in the way we live, in the way we think, and what we do. Everything that we have discussed in the few sessions that I have attended so far, it's been really beautiful insight into whether it is how our defenses come up when we want to live a more joyful and glorious life, which prevents us from being creative again. Like it stops our thinking in a lot of ways. So every session that I've attended so far has been giving me a lot of insights into this topic and also into my life. And that's why I keep coming back.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. All right. So it resonates with what I wanted to do today, right? So when I ask this question almost every morning, what will you add to your life that will allow you to create a future that you desire? And for a lot of people, it becomes difficult to answer this question, because if we are always defining our life, okay, and living in the default mode, how much creation can happen? So by and large, it becomes more about perpetuating whatever or maintaining whatever we have. Just let things be the way they are, because if anything changes, it might be dangerous. Okay. Now imagine whatever you have done or whatever you have aspired for in your life, how much it has to do with you. Now think about it. Whatever you want, whatever you've desired, whatever standards that you've set for yourself, which you're trying to live by, how many of them are yours? Or have we always tried to live according to the shoulds that have been imposed upon us? Whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning, whatever you're thinking. So is your life run by you or by your shoulds? Think about that. How much does the rest of your life have anything to do with you? If I am trying to run my life by other people's shoulds, so when I use the word should, how often have you heard this? You should do this, you should do that. This is the right thing to do, this is the wrong thing to do. And then when we grew up and we looked at others and we said to ourselves, it should be like this, it should be like that. So how much is my life being run by my shoulds and not by me? Now, most normal, average, ordinary people, they are run by their shoulds. And if you ask them this stupid question, how much of your life is yours, they don't get it. So what we are doing, that we are living into a reality created by others, not our own. How much of our life is spent in proving that the choices that we made are right, or the choices that we made are not wrong? So all our life, we've been desperately trying to do what? To get everything right. And the more you try to get everything right, you still feel that there's something wrong with me. It doesn't feel right. So whatever may be happening in this life run by shoulds and not your own shoulds, some of them become your own because you've been listening to it for so long. So whatever reasons you might have, if you keep living like that, what will happen? You'll never see yourself. You'll never discover what is it that you truly wish to generate and create in your life. And maybe it will never allow you to be truly happy. But all the time the brain keeps saying, oh, there should be something more. I think I should be doing something better than this. This is not okay. Okay, I don't want to talk anymore about this. I want you to think and tell me how much of your life is being run by your shoulds and how much creativity can happen inside of that. Okay, guys, the floor is yours. Yes, Reddy Garu.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
More or less, I think 80% of my life I'm living on my own terms. Maybe around 20% I'm living on other people's.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
See, whatever, I mean, go a little deeper into that also.
Sir.
Whatever you call your terms, when did they become your terms?
There is, I think, most of the time, sir. From my childhood, I lived in my own terms.
Okay, and that's why maybe you are such a successful entrepreneur and you're doing whatever you're doing. Maybe that's why. I mean, I know your story. You came out of college, immediately started a business of your own. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Most people would tell you, no, you get some experience. What do you know about this business? You don't know anything about this. Did you know anything about the foundry business? Nothing.
No.
So you were able to create it because you are not defined by people's shoulds. So that being so, but there is a part of your life that where you cannot create also, no?
Yes, sir.
You're not able to out-create. I mean, you've reached a certain level
Sir.
in your industry
Yes, sir.
and you want to go to the next level.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So which definitions or which shoulds are not allowing you to go beyond that today? See, till this point, good. So if you look at different areas
Correct.
of your life, so when it comes to expanding maybe and becoming like Narayana Murthy, or you can be of that size because you are that kind of a person,
Yes, sir.
right? And you could have started on it maybe even 5 years ago,
Yes, sir.
even 10 years ago.
In fact, I shared with Dayas in the last summit. The one person whom we started together, his turnover is now 5,000 crores. My turnover is 35-40 crores. That's what we shared.
Yeah. So now think about that. So what is it, a person like you who has lived on his own terms and not by other people's shoulds, right? At some point, your shoulds, this is not allowing you to go beyond that, no?
Yes, sir.
And you're perfectly capable of doing it and you know it also. So some of the common shoulds are, now I'm old, right?
Yeah.
Should I do this? Should I take this on? Should I hand over day-to-day running to my children? Lot of shoulds will be there, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this was beautiful. So you notice that you live on your own terms to a point when other people's shoulds will take over. Or whatever shoulds you have, how much it is influenced by other people telling you or somebody telling someone and you're picking it up.
Yes.
Like people say, Itna kar liya, you've done so much. What more you want? I say. Thank you. So think about this.
Thank you, sir.
What will it take to bring Reddy Garu back? That Reddy Garu is not available right now, is he? The one who built all this. All right. Who else? Is your life run by your shoulds? And how long will you let it run by your shoulds? How many times it comes into your brain, I should do like this only. I should. So it looks like I'll have to leave you to come back tomorrow morning with your insights. Such a profound, deep impact question I have asked. Wow.
So Sukdeepa, the thing is that we live in a society.
Mm-hmm.
Live with people,
Mm-hmm.
which imposes its own set of expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a certain structure of a society that you need to follow. Like it's already, my sentence already has a should in it. But then that is what, that is how we are wired. We have to follow the norms of society, and we have to follow, we can't just, do something totally totally different, that doesn't really sync with where we are living and how, the
I know. Do you want to do something so?
context.
Listen, first of all, you'll never think of doing something so absurd, right? Somebody might think about, oh no, I'm going to remove my clothes and run in the park with gay abandon. I don't care what other people think. But you wouldn't do that only, right? None of us will have thoughts like that. Not that I have a problem with it. I mean, people can do what they choose appropriately. However, what society? And by the way, do you notice there is a big assumption here that we have? If I do what I choose, people will get upset with me. So who said that you cannot enroll them to support you in your intentions? What may be more appropriate is I do not know how to get them to align with what I choose to do. They are so stuck in their shoulds that they are not even willing to see what I'm trying to make possible. When you look at, if you would even remember those cycle mechanics who invented the aeroplane, I think the world must have laughed at them and said, are you crazy people? What are you trying to do? Why don't you go and run your shop? You're doing well in it. You get what I'm saying, Rashmi? There is an assumption there also. Because from our childhood, whenever we chose to do something which others could not understand, let me put it this way, they showed their disapproval. They showed their anger. So one of the shoulds that we might have imbibed is that don't upset people. So if you do something that you desire, people will get upset with you. That means I'll let other people's upsets define my life. Or can I learn how to confront those upsets also and then maybe unroll them into my vision? And all great people have done that, no? You must be knowing, initially, first they laughed at them, then they tried to oppose them. And when you became successful, then they were running after you and praising you. And anybody who's done anything would have faced this. Don't you think, Rashmi? I mean, all the so-called outliers of this world who create so many things. That's why we call them extraordinary people. Yes, no? All right, thank you. Neeti ji.
So, listening to the discussion this morning, what is coming very strongly to me is our lack or our resistance to being vulnerable is what is making us do this. Because correct me if I'm wrong, when I am in a vulnerable state, I would accept myself, my desires, my wishes to accomplish something in an unfiltered manner. And that is where I stop living by other people's shoulds or the parameters created. And while I do that, I also, I am honoring my desire, and I honor it. I only tweak it to honor it in a way where it is a win-win situation.
Yes.
It's not a win-lose situation. Like you keep saying, get out of that either or and work towards both.
Yeah, this and that.
This and that. So vulnerability is what is coming to me, because when I am in that state, I would be able to acknowledge the depth of my desire, how important it is to me to do this. And I will also strive to find a way to do it that it's not a win and lose situation.
Yeah. So just hang on for a moment, Neeti here, because let's explain to people why being vulnerable is important. If you are being vulnerable, you will not be afraid to face people's anger or initial disapproval. Okay? You'll have no problem with it. You'll say, okay, if they're angry, let me deal with it. When you want
the
to
mode of operation is a cause. It is not it is not the question of just dealing with people. You are dealing
wait.
with the purpose of a cause.
Wait. See, and I'm only saying what you're saying, that when you are vulnerable,
Mm.
you don't care to protect yourself, you know.
Mhm.
कि नाराज हो गए तो हो गए. Now I will not shy away from them,
Yeah.
right? I will not shy away from whatever feelings people's anger or disapproval might bring. I will speak with them.
Mm.
And because I'm not upset with what they are doing, because it's normal for them to resist what they don't understand, I will speak with them and enroll them into my vision. And they will come around and support me at some point. Because initially they will not, because they don't understand it. Vulnerability is that power that allows you to experience everything without getting upset with it. Because you say, I'm fine, yeah? Even if they get angry, I don't need any protection. I'm not, a vulnerable person is not afraid of anybody's judgment either. Right? So
Right.
normally what do? Because we are being judged, we will start avoiding them, or we'll try to do what we desire in a surreptitious manner so that they don't find out and they don't get upset with us. Right? And then you will be, always afraid they'll find out and they'll get upset and all that. So if you're vulnerable, you'll tell them, ye to main nahi karna hai. And they'll get upset with you. You'll say, okay, all right, I understand you're getting upset. You're not, you will not become a turtle or a teddy bear in that situation. Mostly what do? We become a teddy bear, na? I give up my goals to preserve the relationship. Log naraz aa jayenge, isliye main nahi karunga. Right? But if you're vulnerable, you're saying, yeah, naraz hoenge. And I will face their anger also. I will not disregard their feelings. I will respect their feelings. And because they are upset with me, because they are caring for me, otherwise they would not be upset with me. वो प्यार करते हैं. They care for my well-being. So I'm not resisting what they are. See, resistance comes from where? When you're trying to defend yourself, protect yourself, you're on the defensive. That is when you are not vulnerable. I know. But when you're vulnerable, you'll talk to them. It may not get resolved in one this thing. And very interestingly, then your resolve, because if you want to do something, there has to be a commitment and a resolve. Right? Now, this resolve is not a conditional one. कि अगर लोग साथ देंगे, then I will do. Your resolve is still there. And I'll tell you something, the people who care for you, they are also testing your resolve. In fact, their resistance to what you want to do is usually good for you because you are testing your resolve also. No? Is it just some shock pura karne ka hai? Do I seriously want to? So vulnerability is allowing so much. Thank you for bringing this up, Neeti. Because I don't have to fight against anything.
Nothing. Suddenly, I don't need to hide my diaries. I don't need to hide my journaling. Because if I have written something that I have not felt good about, I have to have the courage to stand up and own up that, yes, I have not felt good about it because of X, Y, Z reasons. Yeah. And how can we work around this? That hiding tendency, that living within self tendency, limiting within self tendency would then finally leave us.
Yeah. And when will it leave you? When you stop living by people's shoulds.
Shoulds.
And most shoulds are what? If you don't abide by our shoulds, we will judge you. And you don't want to be judged by them badly,
Yes.
Because being judged means loss of love, loss of support, or whatever it is, being abandoned. लोग छोड़ के चले जाएंगे, हम दुनिया में अकेले हो जाएंगे. I mean, you actually look at it, who the bloody hell cares anyway? अकेले तो आप हो ही. Because you never allowed anyone to come close to you anyhow. I mean, you look and see how many people are you really, so intimate with. Like, intimate is a word I'm using, you understand? Like you have a high affinity. We are just maintaining a comfortable distance most of the time.
Yes.
Because if you let them in, they may hurt you. Even that is not something which we allow, no? I mean, you tell me, in how many relationships do we have honor, trust, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability?
So if we live by vulnerability, the sense of gratitude, the sense of allowance would all come so much more easier and natural. We won't have to think that we need to express gratitude. Okay, if I have to express gratitude, whom do I express?
Yeah. Wait. My question is going in a slightly different direction. See, we want to sometimes not do what we desire because people in our life who care for us, they will get upset. Okay? I think it's, Rashmi was saying that.
Yes.
Because we have to care for society, this, that, and the other. So how many of them are you so close to that you're afraid of losing them? That's the question I'm asking. When I'm not even so close to anyone, maybe very few people. So it is, suppose, let us say in your life, there is one person with whom or two people with whom you're very, very close, correct? And you don't want to lose them. But the positive side of it is that you are so close to them that whatever you say to them, at least they listen to you. Yes, Rashmi, I am going to let Rashmi speak because this is a direct answer to her question. Yes, Rashmi, put your camera on. Thanks.
Yeah, so thanks, Deepak, for the opportunity. The question is that it's not about the shoulds that have come from like our current situations, like or to the relationships that we have today.
Bachpan se.
बचपन से, exactly. बचपन से आपको जो tuning दी होती है parents की, even if like your parents are no more, right? They're not there every day to tell you, you should do this, you should do that. Yes. But the upbringing that we have somehow subconsciously plays a role in our day-to-day life and makes us do those same very things, even though consciously we want to resist it.
Now, what was the first line you read out when you talked about empowering morning conversations?
To live a life of joy and glory.
After that, the first line, shift from the default mode to the create mode. So what do you think the default mode is? All this conditioning.
Is conditioning, yeah.
All the shoulds that are there. So that's why I'm saying that's not you, is it? From the time I think we were 5 years old, these things started. Ladki ho, aisa behave karo, ladka ho, aisa behave karo, don't do this, don't. So we, at some point of time, those shoulds became our shoulds.
And not only that, Deepakji, I think that basically, even the way we are tuned by the media or the books that we read or the friends that we keep, it's an ongoing process. And I'm actually having a lot of difficulty in separating out that what is Rashmi versus what is Rashmi from all of these influences. That what is the real aspect of Rashmi, which I can call my own.
Exactly. That's the purpose of this conversation, by the way, for us to discover who we are, because we don't know. We become something that we were made to become. And I'm not saying that was right, wrong, good or bad or anything, but does it allow any room for you to create anything in your life coming from what you desire? Because all our desires have been conditioned. You should study this because you should do like this, and this is right. Shadi kara lo, ye karo, wo karo. Right? So good question, isn't it? So if that thought is getting provoked, congratulations to you. Because without that, true creation of life is not going to happen. And maybe a lifelong inquiry. I mean, I'm still inquiring into it. And whenever there is a little window which opens up, and I jump into it for sure. You know, most of it is the shoulds. And there is these little windows and you jump into that. So at least you can create something in life. You getting me?
Can I just say one more aspect?
Yeah. Go ahead. Please do.
So what happens in response is the like if some expectation or if some programming that is working, and I'm talking even at a very subconscious level, right? If I look at myself, coming from a hugely patriarchal background, either you become submissive or you become defiant.
Yep.
But either of those choices don't allow you to live a creative, joyful life.
Yes.
So what is the alternative?
And that's what we are working on here, the alternative. Okay, like allowing yourself to be present to whatever is occurring in life without loss of power, like, and living a life of choice. You know, when we say live a life of choice versus a life of decisions. So have you noticed that most of the time we are only making decisions, right? And what is the yardstick for making decisions? Our past conditioning, by and large. I mean, where are our standards coming from? We live our life according to some standards, right? Some definitions, from some reference points. That is why we always are questioning choices. Oh, is this the right choice? I hope I'm not making the wrong choice, right? Living freely means living a life of choice. And what I love what Niti said, when you are vulnerable, you can have more choices. That's why children have a lot, they make a lot of choices. If something doesn't work, they drop it and start doing something else. So be in the question, and a good question to ask yourself at this point of time. Two questions. One is, what else is possible? What else is possible? What else is possible? And the next question is, how does it get any better than this? No matter what the situation, if you ask this question, how does it get any better than this? All right, Shakti, go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Regarding Niti ma'am said the vulnerability, I also face the same kind of situation sometimes. I'm so open, I'm going and sharing with my friends, whatever is there. They are not able to accept that, then they are maintaining some comfortable distance. I'm not being the person like what else is possible, how I can make this right. I'm also accepting that comfortable distance. I'm also maintaining the distance. I'm not able to come out of that, sir.
Yeah, I got that, but I want you to remember one thing.
I started feeling that why I'm so vulnerable. Because of that, I'm maintaining a lot of relationships going comfortable distance.
Is it because you are vulnerable or because you don't want to be vulnerable? See, if I'm vulnerable, why would I feel the need to maintain any distance from anyone?
Mm.
Vulnerable means, when you are not vulnerable means what? Defending, no? So if I ask you, why are you maintaining a comfortable distance from somebody, what will your answer be? So I'm asking you now.
True. Yes. It's like maintaining some good relationship. Just that's what it's coming into my mind, sir.
Yeah, but why are you maintaining a comfortable distance then?
Because if I'm so close, some lot of conflicts are coming.
Exactly.
Not able to accept that.
Exactly. So you're not vulnerable, no?
Yes.
Because if you're vulnerable, you will say, okay, even if a conflict happens, then what? This is a relationship where there is honor, trust, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability, right? If those five are not there, you will not have that closeness only. But if the closeness is there, okay, then you'll deal with it. Because where are you coming from? That this is the best relationship I have, and there is a little issue, let me deal with it.
Okay.
But when you're trying, so anyway, this thing came up because what I'm saying is that we try to conform or we go along with people's shoulds. Why? Because we feel that if we don't do that, we will lose them, right?
Yes.
But I am saying, when you're not close to anyone anyway, who are you going to lose anyhow? Why are we afraid of losing something which is not there only with you? Are you getting my meaning?
Yes, yes, sir. I got that.
You are afraid of
Yes.
losing something which you don't have. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, Rashmi, you wanted to say something.
sir.
Then after that, Vetrivel. I think
Yes, sir.
somebody else was also trying to speak. Anyway. Yeah. First Rashmi, then Vetrivel, and then somebody else was trying to talk. I don't know who that was. Anyway.
Shakshi ma'am, sir.
Sakshi was.
Okay, we'll come to her also. Yes, Rashmi. Yeah, Rashmi, go ahead.
The relationship between vulnerability and living a life from shoulds slash being, so it's all kind of coming together, but being vulnerable is a totally new I mean, it's a topic by itself, and although it does apply in some ways to living, how to step out of the shoulds, but I feel that it's not a complete answer. Being vulnerable is not a complete answer.
See, okay. So you need to understand something which you have not, you were not a part of a session where we explained it. So I'll explain it to you. For you to really truly have a very close relationship with anyone requires honor, trust, allowance, gratitude, and vulnerability. These 5 things, if they are present, then you can say that it's a very close and intimate relationship. The kind of relationship you want to have and maintain, right? So what we do mostly in life is we maintain a comfortable distance with people because we don't want to be vulnerable, because we live in a world of judgment, right? And these judgments are what? Your standard is all your shoulds, na? It should be like that. He's not like this, so he's not okay, right? That's how the judgments go. So let us say Rashmi says, I want to do this in my life, but she's not saying it because she's afraid that she will get the disapproval of those whom she cares for. And if she gets the disapproval of those whom she cares for, society, friends, whatever, family, then she'll be alone. Therefore, she should adhere to those shoulds that they are imposing, correct? Otherwise, why would you want to go, with their shoulds? Because they expect you to behave a certain way. If you don't behave a certain way, what will happen? They'll get upset with you. And if they get upset with you, what will happen? You will lose them. This is the fear, isn't it? My question is, if you are close to someone, like really close, where there is honor is something which you can only have if there is no judgment, okay? If there is trust, mutual. There is allowance. Allowance means accepting a person as they are without any judgment. So that's why the word allowance is bigger than acceptance. And then there is gratitude. Gratitude that you are there in my life. All this will allow you to be completely open with these people, and there's no need to put up any walls. That you don't have to be on the defensive. You don't have to be worried that if I say like this, they'll get upset. If I talk to them, things will become worse, right? So when you're vulnerable and you want to make a choice in your life, a free choice in your life, if you have a concern that those people may disapprove, you'll be open to discuss with them, right? Even if they show anger and resentment, you will still be able to work with them. So when you're not being vulnerable, what are you defending against? Their disapproval and their anger, isn't it? But if you're vulnerable, you can talk to them and clear it up. And if they don't immediately stand with you, you know that you trust, no? There's trust in that they are mine. Mere hi rahenge. You're not afraid of losing them. So your ability to deal with obstacles put up by your own near and dear ones, that will become more powerful. You can deal with them. You can take them along with you. Because you have that kind of a relationship with them in the first place. You got that? Unfortunately, the problem is we don't have that kind of a relationship with them in the first place. What you're trying to preserve actually is not there. Because if it was there, then why would you be maintaining a comfortable distance from people? That's how the conversation is going. We can have it again offline so that I can make it more clear to you. Right?
Yeah, because I'm looking at it in the light of, conditioning from childhood, and the sources of this conditioning may not even be present at this point.
Yes.
So I'm just saying that, okay, it's not always about, the barriers to those shoulds are not always from outside in.
Beautiful. So they are your own, na?
Yeah, there's a lot of times inside out.
So if it's yours, now you can let it go now.
Yeah, so it may not even be, it may not even have anything to do with people, like people, as we say.
Yeah. So it's your own conditioning that you're wanting to go against, right? Which is easier, by the way. See, most of these are just our own shoulds we are carrying, right? If it is there, now one should was formed when maybe like there was a should formed when I was maybe 6 years old. Okay. Okay, don't speak up. They'll get angry with you. Okay. And if I'm carrying it till the age of 27, when I'm an executive in a company, okay, don't speak up. They'll get angry with you. Either I drop that should, otherwise I keep living, let us say, limited life. So this is beautiful. If you can see that these are my own internal beliefs, then I have a choice to drop them or not. And by the way, we have a technique also which can allow you to discreate this kind of stuff. Like actually, physically remove it. It may come back, but you can again remove it. All right. Yeah, Vetri, you were saying something?
Thank you, sir. Amazing inputs. Vulnerability is being going to the different levels. Sir, I want to just verbalize a few of my understanding about vulnerability from this conversation. I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. First one is changing the phrase from no sorry to yes please is vulnerability.
Okay.
And second thing is one of my favorite Swami used to say, that time I didn't understand much, but now I understand it is something to do with vulnerability. He says this word, nobody is invited, but everyone is welcome. It goes this way. And third thing which comes into my mind is, in village side, Tamil Nadu side, they say there is a concept called the Thinnai, in Tamil Thinnai. It is called kind of a veranda, but it's a completely open veranda in front of the house. It will have a seating facility, it will have water facility, and even if you come to sleep, there is a cover, but it is completely open. There is no door inside that. So person who walks by that road, if he feels like taking rest, if he feels like sitting, if he feels like drinking water, he can access a living room. So the vulnerability is nothing but just keeping one room open. If anybody wants, not everybody come. If anybody wants to come in, they can come inside, sit, relax. If they want to leave, they can leave. I just understand this way.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Okay. I believe Sakshi wanted to say something. So Sakshi, go ahead.
Yeah. Good morning. Good morning, Sukhdeepak sir. Good morning, everyone. this whole session was very interesting and very relatable. I think so we'll be running out of time. So I'll just quickly narrate something which happened to me. A few months back, I was in a state where work was not happening. Post-corona, the shape of my industry has completely changed, and it was affecting everyone and me also. I
By
lost
the way,
my
just for your information, everybody, Neeti and Rashmi would like to know that Sakshi is also a garments designer and she runs a garment design business. Am I right, Sakshi? Is that your business?
Yes. I'm a dress designer, and I go and render my services to manufacturing units wherein I go and make samples for them. So as every industry was affected, this also is affected to quite an extent. And I lost my 1 or 2 clients to Corona, then few diversified and whatever, that was the background. And although it has been 6-7 months, still I cannot, I'm not in a comfortable position. In fact, to an extent that hardly it is like a problem of survival also. So I was trying, and my close ones, my mom, my close friend, they've been watching me like, struggle and all. And I've been sharing what is happening and how difficult I'm finding it to barely manage. So they were suggesting alternative profession altogether. Like I have a teaching background also. I've taught in pre-primary for about 2 years, but long time back at the onset of my career, fashion designing. So they, like, it was well-meaning, but they suggested me to leave designing altogether and take up a teaching job. I really don't know whether I would have got it or at what level I would have got it, but I was like, giving it a thought. Then I was living with that. I was resonating. I was trying to work. I was introspecting about it. But I realized one thing, that I love fabrics, I love garments, and this is what makes me happy. This is not what make me that I'm going to work. It makes me feel that I'm going to do something which I desire, which I like, which I love, which I'm passionate about. So I made a conscious decision that whatever I do, I will do something related to garments. And I've reached a level, I have some experience, I have some knowledge related to it. Going in a new field altogether will be starting from the scratch. Although I had that kind of knowledge and that kind of aptitude at certain point, but now relearning could be a little difficult. And moreover, I'm more passionate about this. So I decided that, okay, I will diversify, but to an extent, maybe what I'm doing, I may not do that. I will be taking personal orders. I would be making samples at certain other workshop for my clients, and I'll be looking for that kind of setup. And I went and consciously spoke to my mom and my close friend that this is what is my limitation. I can do certain things, but I cannot completely altogether change my, being, because I've been a designer for a very, very long time. So I became vulnerable. See, I this was not a very conscious thing, but now I can put into words that this is how it happened. I told them, okay, this is possible, this is not possible. Like there is this one song which comes to my mind. I don't know which movie, but it was Shah Rukh Khan and Juhi Chawla. कि थोड़ी सी मजबूरी है, थोड़ी सी मनमानी है. So this is what it is. Okay, I can do this, but if I do that, I will not be happy. And I know then you all will also not like it. So I made a conscious decision that I will diversify in this manner. Thank you.
Very good. It's very brave of you to live by your choice. Sometimes becomes difficult, and you will keep going. And when you keep going, you will always succeed. There's no question of not winning in this. And know that you are supported entirely by this community of people over here. Okay. That will never go. All right. Thank you, everybody. So enough of food for your thoughts. Okay. So if it allows you to create a life that you desire, excellent. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And keep thinking, is my life being run by my shoulds? And do I want to live a life that I choose? And do I wish to create a life that I desire? So what will you add to your life today? What will you add to your life today that will allow you to live a life that you desire? All right. So all the very best. Have a wonderful day. God bless you. See you tomorrow morning for another session of Empowering Morning.
Thank you.